with you. I hope you're doing well. So today we're making some more of the quilt cards because I still have 3 that I would like to offer to my Patreons in their with their freebie sheets. So that's what we're hoping to make today. One I think is going to be fairly easy because it's just strips of paper. And I don't think it's going to be too difficult to do. This one I just thought of a way of doing it, and I'm pretty happy with the result. And this one we'll have to see, because I'm not sure how to. Oh, it's a triangular shape, huh? So I can probably make 2 squares, cut them in 2. I've got an idea now for this one. Okay, so the first one I want to make is this one here, and it's called the Texas Store, and the one that model was from Stamp with Lorraine. She's a Stampin' Up person, and I just found it online while searching for some stuff. There's great people crafting all over the place. So, you know, I'm always, when I'm in need of inspiration, that's a good way of doing it. So basically, to make this, I wanted to see if I could do it using something other than a pencil and scissors, because I'm not necessarily good with those. Everything ends up being crooked. So I thought of using this square shaped, and basically what I did is I put my shape in and aligned it so that I was aligned with the corner, and then I just cut the shape, and that's what I got. And I think it's a pretty good size for the type of card I would like to make. Yeah, I think that would be a really good size. So I don't want to fiddle with the punch anymore. It worked, but I don't want to fiddle with it. So what I'm thinking of doing is using this as the guide and just putting it on because basically I need 4 I only need 4 pieces. So I'm just gonna use this as my guide and call it done after. So I've got this one done. Then we're gonna do one like this, and we'll see if I like the colors. I'm hoping I do, and if not, I can rechange it. But I would love to use the pieces I already have. So I need one more. Why is it that it feels shorter? No, it's the same size. It's just a question of perspective, I guess. So I want one more, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the blue so that it fits with the theme, because I don't want to have just the browns. It's not quite the same size, but very close, so should be fine. Okay, so then when you do this, you're supposed to cross them. So let's say I cross this, I put this one on top, So it would be like this, and then this one would be underneath that. Is that it? Kind of like that. Whoops. And then you put these two. So it gives the cross. Now I'm wondering if this blue piece is the best for this. I'm thinking maybe I want to have a pattern instead. I'm thinking I want a pattern instead, possibly. So we're gonna try it and see. Of course, I'm gonna use my guillotine for the cut of the strip. A little bit thinner, but I've always wanted to make a real quilt. But I'm not sure I would have the patience and that I would actually be able to do it. Okay, so what do I put this onto? I'm thinking I want to put a square like this square after, but maybe I could put it on the square like this, and then I would. So do I put the two blue pieces? I think I need to split them. So it would be like this and like that. Or do I put this and then, no, I think I want it to split. So need to find the best combo. Yeah, maybe this one. Okay, so basically I want this to be about like that. So I'm gonna just put a tab of glue at the top of this one. I won't put it at the bottom because I need to be able to go under. Okay, there's something wrong with my square. I want a square, but Okay, so this could be like that, and this one would go under this one but over this one. So this piece here would be finished basically, so I can put something else underneath because it's not going to move if it's not going to move. So there's that. Okay, so this piece is down, then this piece goes on top, and this goes like this, and I want my pieces to be about the same on both sides. So this one would be good to go. This one is also good to go, so I can put something here to make sure that it doesn't shift this way. And then this one is going to go under this here, and like so. So then I can put this under this piece. And then I can put this, oops, under that piece. And then I can put a little piece under here. Oops, underneath here, like so. And then I've got this shape, and so I want to cut so that it's, oops, so that it's kind of a square shape. It's not going to be square. What am I doing? Well, now it's going to be a weird ass shape. Because this tore, so that's not good. In order for it to be square, I should have gone with this being like that instead. Should have gone with a square at the corner and the two touching. I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, sometimes that's what happens, and just go with the flow and don't sweat the small stuff. It's only paper. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna go square like this and square like this, and we've got the square, and then I can put it like that if I want, which is what I would like to do, is to put it in that sort of shape. Not like this. So I'm going to be putting this under. I could put it just like this though. It's just for some reason I think it's prettier if it's in an angle. But we're going to run this through the embossing, because I've got a feeling that doing the embossing on it is going to make a big difference. It's gonna unify the papers, because when you press them together, it kind of makes it one sheet of paper instead of being separate ones. And where did my my plates go? Okay, so put this inside this, and whoops, run this through. And yeah, it looks better. And also, what I'm thinking of doing is adding a button, because I love buttons, and you know, like you're sewing and stuff, so it makes sense. And I want one that's not too big, because if I mail out this card, I think this would be perfect. It's the right color with this also. So yeah, like so. And again, I'm gonna wait until I've scanned it, but I will glue this on top of that. And of course, you could put this on top of a bigger card, but I'm thinking I really would like to put it on top of this. So, and I might actually leave this empty so that a sentiment could be put there. As in, I'm not going to cut it off. And when I do the scan for the freebie sheets, I can put a sentiment on, or I can cut it so that it's only the square, and they have the opportunity to do this. So it's going to go something like this. And we're going to put, because it's a blue button, I think I'm going to put some white thread on it. It's kind of a flossed thread. I'm going to do one without the button, a scan without the button and one with, because it would be a good card to also use with a flower if you wanted. And obviously, because if you want to give the freebie sheets a 3D effect, like an effect that there's more paper and more layers, one good way is to add stuff to it, stuff on top. So I still do like to use the button, because then if you're printing this out, you could actually, if you put it on cardboard, you can actually put some stickle on it and it makes the raised effect. But if you wanted, do I have any? I don't have any in blue, but let's say that, like, you could have a beautiful flower on top and it would give a really nice effect. I would go with blue, of course, but it's an idea. So I'm gonna put this aside, I'm gonna scan it, and then I will be able to do something for my Patreons for this. The next card we're doing is going to be just this one, which is a lot of embossing. Basically, in this case, they left a little tiny sliver of color in between the panels. So this could be something that we do. I could go with this blue. Is this fairly straight? Looks to be fairly straight. So basically what I could do is put my pieces. There's going to be more pieces because my pieces are small, but it doesn't really matter. So let's say we do this, and it could be a repeat. Basically, I'm just winging it and making my own, but being inspired by an image. So there's that, and then let's say I'm gonna do the blue, but like I said, there's a tiny bit of color in between, so I'm gonna do it this way, like leave a little piece of blue. This. So this is going to be probably a much longer video, but I know that you guys don't usually mind the longer videos, and I really want to finish making my freebie sheets, so I really want to have a few designs for them. By the time you see this video, the freebie sheets have been released in my Patreon. So in case you saw designs that you would like to be able to use, so, and I could put, because there's a repeat of the pattern, so maybe I could put this piece and then repeat it over here. It's a great way of using all those little scraps also. kind of put it like right there. I want it more like in the corner, like so. And you're basically playing with the paper. The reason I'm not using this is because there's a little blue piece, and I don't want it in the right here. I'm trying to keep the pattern going, so putting them in the same area, kind of. This is not straight. I can't cut straight with my scissors. For some reason, everything, like, it's not off by a lot, but it's off by enough that when you're doing something as precise as this, with edges and stuff like that, it shows. And that's probably why I don't make quilts, to be honest, because yeah, I can't. I'm not a very precise type of girl. I don't like taking time to measure and stuff like that. It's just so annoying. I know that you have to sometimes, but yeah, I'm not a fun. I don't appreciate doing that. So, and here the piece is bigger, so I don't know what happened. Probably put it crooked. I'm just gonna cover it up. And I have to do the others. And do I have another small strip of this? The scissors have long enough nose, you can cut sometimes fairly straight with them, which is why I have those big scissors close by for those type of things. Okay, and I don't need a lot more, so maybe this design. I just need a strip that's this big. Some people just have it in them to do perfect, like they just cut straight and everything is straight. I don't know how they do that, but I really admire them. Okay, so this and cut this. And voila, we've got just don't want to have the little pieces that are sticky lying on my desk. Because they're going to catch on everything else. Okay, so we've got the design, which is pretty cool, and now we're gonna just run it and look, it's already like really awesome, right? And we're just gonna run it through the machine. And look how cool that looks. So very pleased with this. Now I don't think, yeah, it's not but I could put this underneath. Not sure. How about though? I just had an idea. Because I did use this paper, but there's another side. So I could put this on top of that and then put that there. And I think that would be really pretty, actually. So that's what we're gonna do. And of course, now you can put a text box. And you could put it in this color if you wanted. This would be a pretty one to do. Do I have anything? Like something like this. And then this could be the inside, and it could be in a cream. So let's do that. Pull out the small machine. Actually, I had a piece somewhere. It was just too small, but no, it's still too big. But let's cut it like this. So this is gonna be that, and then I can do Oops. Okay, so run this through. So it could be something like that, or it could be put at an angle. I guess I could also put it on the black. Well, it's not black, but dark brown. I could have put it on the dark blue also. There's a lot of... So I could put this like that, and then put it like more like this. And then put whatever sentiment on top. So I will scan it this way, and then I can write sentiments on digitally and do different options. I can also do one without, and I'm not quite sure what I'll use this card for after. But so we've got another topper done, and then the last one I want to do is the one that has the pinwheel type of situation. So I was thinking of using this paper And then I can use the dark blue as my accent. So if I do this, yeah, this needs to be double-sided because you're going to be flipping them. So I need 2 squares. And I don't want them to be too big, so I'm gonna go with this size. So 1, 2, and then if I understood correctly, this is cut into 2 pieces. So let's align the edge. Actually, I need 4 of these squares. So this is 1 pinwheel, and this is going to be the other. So align. You could, if you don't have bunches, you could obviously just do squares with ruler and pencils, but you know what, I've got them, so I'm trying to use what I've got as much as possible. Why am I... This is like that. So how is this? This, let's say this is like that. And then this piece goes like this. No. Got a feeling that I'm gonna end up with a design that's gonna be much different from the original. I should have watched the tutorial. I like winging it though, so it's part of my fun. So sorry if you're completely traumatized by what I'm doing. Kind of the design, but not quite. It's supposed to be the pieces should touch together. Oops. You know what? It's gonna end up being something like this. Got a feeling I used the wrong type of triangle. But I still kind of like it, so I'm gonna glue this piece down here. And glue that piece here. This piece, and I'm going to make two. I'm going to make a square, two squares. So one square, two square. And it's going to be a different type of shape, but you know what? It's going to be my own, which is totally fine with me. I want it to. Can I do this? No, not quite. Okay, so like that. here. Still gonna make a fun shape. So basically, just play around and create your own shapes. Try to do that. Oops. I think I folded one in the wrong way, because I want one, let's see, so I want one that's gonna go here and go that way. So how do I do this? I want this. This would have been like that, and I folded it like this. So this is like this. And I fold it this way. Like that. Yay! Managed it. Okay, so like that. So I've got one on each side. And then I can cut it. And there's going to be a button or something underneath. So there's that. So now this one is my first one. So it goes like this. So, whoops, all right. This one will go like that. So this one will go this way. And then no, it actually has to go to the top. Wait a minute. If this worked this way, and this one, because this one should, this one's still off, still in the wrong direction. Okay, so this is one of them. And this here needs to be this triangle needs to be like that. Okay, so I got two done. Then this one, the triangle, if I want it, let's glue these down. Oh boy, me and shapes. Yeah. The struggle is real, but you know what? It's part of the process. So you might be totally annoyed with this video, and it's okay. And like I said, I could have done more, and I wanted to try to figure it out without watching a video. And I like seeing the struggle. I don't like seeing just how easy people put it to be, and with the measurements and everything. I want to be able to look at a card and come up with how it was made and it can be different than the original maker, but it's okay. So this here would be this here, right? And it's going to give me my shape for this. And then for this one, again, my triangle would be so. Put the shape like this. It helps when you're following what you did for the other one. And voila. So I've got my little pieces, and then I was thinking of putting these on top of I wonder would both fit on here? Yeah, they would. Okay, so I could actually put it on top of that, or I can put it on top of this. I think I'm going to put it on top of that. Yeah. I don't have any other pieces, right, of this. Would have been nice to have a full piece of this blue. Looking to see if I have some other piece of paper that could break. I don't want it to be so big because it feels like a waste. This would be a good blue. Okay. And I've got plenty of this actually, so I'm going to put one underneath the other piece. So put this like that, and then cut this, and cut that. And put this like that. And then this can be put not quite. Not quite. How about putting it on top of this? I wish it was darker. Do I have any darker one? Have any orange? orange. Too bright. Maybe this. And it's very bright. I don't know. I'm not digging it. Let's see what else we had in that paper pack. Maybe there's another color that would go better. Actually, I'm thinking this green could be possibly what we want. Yeah, that green would work well. So yeah, I'm not going to glue it right away because I'm going to scan just this, and I'm going to scan it with this paper underneath, so I have two different ways of doing this. And then I can put little buttons, because I'm obsessed with little buttons and I've got so many of them. That would be very pretty. I could find another one that's very close. That's the thing when you have spare buttons, they're not necessarily exactly the same. And I would love to have a tiny one like that. And it's not quite the same. Not the same shade. Oh, I think I was very lucky. There's another one. Okay, so I'm gonna put my two tiny little buttons on because I don't see putting anything else on top of this. I think it's exactly what needs to finish it. And I'll go scan all of this, and then I can just glue these on top of other cards of the card, and that will be it. Okay, so everything is scanned, and I discovered something while scanning, and I'll show you guys. So the first, let's do this. Let's finish this one first because it's almost finished, and well, so are the other ones actually. But I want to share with you guys what I saw. The idea that came to me while I was scanning. So voila, that's the first one, and I think I'm really hoping that my Patreons like them because they'll be fun for them to use. I've got beige envelopes, but I don't have any of the cardstock. Pull out another one of these. Very convenient. It's from a dollar store in the Sherbrooke area. It's $1.50 for 6 cards, and it comes with the envelopes, so pretty awesome. So what I discovered is that if you put this, well, let's do it. You will remember that I pulled out this button to put on top of this card, but if you do this, it's very pretty also. So I want to have another button to do this with, because I think it really finishes off the card nicely. And I'm gonna put a bonfite on this one because there's a little spot for it. I don't want to have the sentiment on it. And I didn't want to do it prior to scanning because obviously my Patreons are English speaking folks and I don't want them to have a French sentiment on their card. But it works out good for mine. And I need a little button because I really thought it was adorable. So let's find one that's gonna work out. And I'm lucky it's exactly the same. Put this together like so. Oops. So I hope that you've enjoyed this very long video. And if you're interested in getting the freebie sheets, check out the Patreon link that's in the description below. There's a lot of goodies out there for everybody. So there's that. And then finally this one. And actually I could put a bonfite on that one also, because I've got the space for it and it looks weird if there's nothing on there. And these cards anyway are going to be all used for birthdays because I've got a lot of birthdays coming up. So it's going to work out good. I can mail them out. Here we go. So there's that, and then I'll put the little button on top. And that's it. All my quilt cards have been done, and I'm really happy with the result. Some have been harder to make than others, but it all worked out in the end, and that's what counts. So I hope that through all the struggles that I had in this video, that you found some inspiration, that you've had fun, and that it makes you want to try to make cards, like if you see a card, to just figure it out by yourself. Because sometimes even like you go to Allmark or other places like that and you find, if there's even still Allmarks, but anyway, you see cards and it brings on the idea, but you don't necessarily know how to do it. So it's kind of fun if you can figure it out by yourself. So that's it. Love you guys so much. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.